What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Maury Garage. Behind me is the first build. It's a 2015 Ford Focus ST. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Maury Garage. That's right, our first project is this 2015 Ford Focus ST. We're going to be upgrading the turbo, all the components that go along with that, some other engine upgrades. We're going to be doing some exterior upgrades, some interior modifications, some audio stuff, and who knows what else. But first, I got this car from a dealer who picked it up at auction, so I don't know a whole lot about it. So before I get started building and adding things onto this car, I'm going to climb underneath, see if there's anything missing or broken, and we're going to get it fixed and replaced. We're at the rear of the car here. Here's our exhaust outlet. First thing I noticed is we've got an exhaust hanger over here on this side, but we are missing the one over here. Here is where it comes from, the exhaust itself. Here is where our mount should be. So we will have to get us a new bracket, new bushing that goes on the end here, and then the bolts will fit up in there. So we have these little clips that hold this this insulator in. Got one there, 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 there. We are missing one there. There, we are missing one down here in the corner. There's one here in the center, and then we are missing this one over here. So I'm going to order 3 of them. My rod that actually holds my hood up here, when I fold it down or when I found it, it was actually tucked up underneath here. I assume that there's something that's supposed to go right here that probably holds that. So I will order that. My windshield wiper fluid cap is broken. I will be ordering another one of those as well. The main thing I want to show you underneath here is under this whole front side, there is supposed to be a splash guard that runs the whole length of this thing, all the way down, and it is missing. Behind it, there should be another guard that goes, a bigger piece that goes underneath the whole underside, all of underneath there, fits all of that, and it's missing as well. There's a bolt, there should be a nut and bolt there, nut bolt there, and there's some more that should be way down here as well. All right, guys, so I got everything ordered. I got pretty much everything off of eBay. Easiest way to find these things for me, go Google OEM Ford parts, find a website that has a diagram, figure out the parts you need. It will take a while because you kind of have to search through these things. These diagrams are not great. A lot of these parts are used for the same vehicle, so sometimes they have different part numbers. I got everything ordered. I'm going to show you everything that I have, and then we'll get underneath here and put it all on. The first thing we have here, this is the splash guard that goes on the front. Over here is the other splash guard that goes right in behind that. Down here, these are going to be the clips, the nuts and bolts that hold the splash guard on. So right here, got 4-pack of retainer clips. We got our windshield wiper cap. It's actually all one piece. You can't just order the cap, you just order the tube here. Over here, we have our exhaust bracket, the bushing that actually connects it to the rod here. It'll fit right on this end right here. The little clip for my the rod that holds the hood up. The last thing is our bolts that go into the exhaust bracket there. Let's get under here and let's throw this stuff on. I got the exhaust bracket on. Got my retainer clip in here. Push it down in there and it snaps into place. And it'll hold your rod there. I did get all these replaced. I want to show you how these work. So there's a new one. There's a new one. So how these work is you just squeeze that in like that. You fit it up in there and through that hole, and then it'll feed into that hole right there. The last thing that I did was put the new filler tube for my windshield wiper fluid. It just fits right down there in that little tube right there, and just slides into place. And that's it. I'm going to take these out. You just pinch it from the top, push it out. If we move over there's one more right there. There's actually a few that are missing right here. So I just want to show you this one in the backpack here. There's one here, obviously. If you move over, there was one right there. And there is a third one that goes in that hole right there. These you can't get to from the top. So what I had to do is go get me a little flathead. We'll just take it, slide it up in there just like that. Just weasel it out. You can pinch those clips together. So I did, actually, like I told you, I ordered some of these, the OEM ones, on eBay. I do have enough of them with the old ones because the nuts actually still work. They will still screw in there. So I am going to go ahead and use the ones that are already on there. I'm going to use the ones that I got off eBay. So I'm going to get this underguard on and I will be back. The underbelly here is secured on there. Put all 3 screws here in. This one right here, and there's one far down there. This piece right here, this front splash guard, I did kind of have to shove it forward like underneath the fender here a little bit to get it to line up there, but I did. The mid piece right here, I got it to line up perfectly, obviously, since the other 2 were lined up. Back over here, where the wheel well is at, there is, let me see if I can find one here. There's one on the end. Right there, these little, I forget what they're called, but I'm missing one here. I'm missing one underneath this piece, and on the other side I am missing one as well. So I'm just going to run to the hardware store and grab a couple of those in the morning, or a few of those in the morning. So I ran to Ace Hardware this morning and grabbed some little speed nuts here. That's what they're called. It actually works. The only thing is it's a little bit short. It could be a little bit longer, but it works just fine. The bumper, where it is, I mean, you can see this right here where it's bent down. I'm assuming that whoever owned this car before me probably hit something, ran over something. So the only thing that I can't do right now is the little retainer clips that go in there and all the way around. They don't line up. The retainer clips are just plastic, so they bend and they break easily. So for right now, everything's in line, everything's fine. While I was underneath the front end getting the splash guards replaced, I noticed that both the front tires are completely bald. The insides are stripping out actually. So I was gonna take the wheels off to go get some new front tires put on. And I noticed that every single one of the lugs on both sides of the wheels are completely stripped. There's a couple on the driver's side that are so bad, I don't even know how I'm gonna get them off yet. But I'm going to figure out a way, and when I do, I will show you guys. Every single one of these, every single one of them is stripped. Both sides. I mean, that one's just destroyed. But yeah, all of them. So, depending on what car you have, you're going to take the socket, the one that's supposed to be on there. For this ST, it is a 3/4 inch. You can also use a 19. 3/4 is what I'm going to use, though. What you have to do is set it up on there. You take this bad boy, and you hammer it on. Once we get it off, I'm going to show you how to get the lug nut out of it. This is how we're going to do it. And take this, I'm going to hammer it on. So you're going to take your ratchet, turn it back around, take this. This may take a few tries because it's going to break, but there we go. That's how you get it off. So obviously your lug is not going to come off right away with it. And this is what you're left with. I'm going to show you how to get it out of there. What I have here is my vise. If you don't have a vise, you can use some clamps. Just, you know, it's got to be tight. What we're going to do is we're going to hammer the inside of that to get it out. So we're going to take a blanket here. What you want to do is you want to wrap it like that so that you can still get on the inside. We're going to open our vise up a little here. And we're going to do it about right there. You want to make sure that the nut, the lug nut, is actually below this, because you don't want this clamping down on the lug nut either, otherwise it's not going to go anywhere. You want to get this thing really snug, because I'm telling you right now, I've already done a few of these already, and it requires some strength because that thing is on there. Get this thing as hand tightened down as I can. And remember, you've got it right on the socket. The lug nut is on the bottom. We're going to take this, it's just an extension, socket extension, and our hammer. There's our lug. And there's our socket, and it's undamaged. I got all of this side off using the exact same method that I showed you a second ago. I did run into one more hiccup though on the other side. This one right here, and there was one right here, which is the one I have in my hand. I'm going to show you here. There's a coating on the outside of that. That is where your 3/4 actually fits around. Well, on the inside of that is a size smaller. And what happened is the outside coating started to spin around on the inside lug, I guess you could say. So what I actually had to do was hammer on a size smaller. I didn't use standard, I actually used metric. I used an 18. You may think it's not going to go on at first, but it will slowly. You can see how when you start to hammer it on, it peels all that back there. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. You'll take it over there and knock it out of your socket with a hammer and a vise. After I got everything off, just want to show you all these jacked up lug nuts. I did lose one of my sockets. What happened was one of the outer shells broke off when I was trying to twist it with the 3/4 inch. So I hammered one on, had to get it off somehow. And obviously you can see there it's hollow, so there's nothing to hammer on or hammer to get the lug out of there. So I did lose one. I went and got 2 used tires. And I don't know if you can look at them here. I don't know how much you can tell, but there's quite a bit of tread depth in these things. I mean, I got them for 40 bucks a piece, mounted and balanced. If you call around to your local tire shops, you can usually find, just know what size you need, just ask them if they have it in stock, and most of the time you can get a really good deal, a really decent looking tire for a lot better price than buying a new one. The last thing I want to show you is my replacement lugs. I got these in the mail today. They're made by Gorilla. They are keyed. I don't know how specific the key is to this. I mean, it doesn't look it looks pretty generic to me. They're cool because they're smaller diameter. They're black. It will fit in there perfectly. It's got the same size thread. But one cool thing is it comes with this. Don't, just throw this in the trash. You would put this in your glove box. It says right down there at the bottom, attach this label inside your glove box. That key ID is how they can get a replacement key for this thing. It's also important for you if you plan on keeping the car for a long time. If you need another key, it's important to have this thing. So otherwise, you may be SOL at getting these things off, or you may have to do what I did earlier. Hammer a socket on there. I actually found these on Amazon. They have some other cheaper ones. I want to say for a pack of 20, which is 5 on each rim, it was like 40 bucks. Once I get them on there and I get going, I will show you what they look like. Got them all on there. That's them. They make them in red. I think they make them in blue. There's the fronts. There is the rear. And that's it. I will catch you guys next episode.